Everybody, and welcome back to my kitchen. Today I'm going to make a squash. I'm going to call it a casserole, but this is fresh squash, and as you can see, somebody picked this for me, and they picked big squash, when we all know the best squash are the small ones. But anyway, this is a combination of zucchini, which I know you don't have to, but I peeled the zucchini, and I also peeled one of the squash. But I've already, in the bowl, I've got 2 large squash and part of a zucchini in here, some salt, freshly ground pepper, and some canola oil. And I'm gonna, and I also sliced up 1 onion. Now you have to, as you can see, you have got to slice these thinly as well as the onion. The onion has got to be sliced as thin as you can get it. It's going in here too. And this was a whole onion, but I didn't even slice all of it because I couldn't safely do it. But I think this is enough. Now I lightly sprayed a 9x13 pan. I don't know how this is going to be with these great big old squash, but I love squash. I can always spit the seeds out, I guess. But the best way to do this is with your hands, and of course make sure that your hands are clean. So this is our squash, and you want to make sure that everything is evenly distributed. The salt, the pepper, and the oil. You could use a very light olive oil too if you wanted to. Don't use anything with a real strong taste. This one's a little too thick, and it also has just so many bits. I'm taking that one out. Well, that should go out too. Look at these things. Anyway, I fried some squash the other day, and I used the small ones, and these were left, and I said I am not going to let those spoil. So that's why. Now I'm going to put a few shakes of Parmesan cheese. You know, I have fresh. I have fresh in my refrigerator, but I'm using this. This is Parmesan and Romano, and I'm just putting a tad. I'm not going to go crazy with it. Getting all this mixed in. Did I tell you already? Preheat your oven, 350 degrees. All right. Okay. Whew. Let me wipe my hands off real quick. Now, I told you I lightly sprayed this 9x13 pan. All I'm going to do is dump this in here. Not going to be fussy with it. Just going to dump it in and level it out. That's all. Alright, now I have a mixture of probably about half a cup of breadcrumbs, and these are seasoned, but you, by all means, you can make your own, or you can use plain. Anyway, you don't have to use seasoned. You can use plain breadcrumbs and just mix your fresh Parmesan or any kind of hard cheese. I personally think that Parmesan would go best with this. Alright, I want to get this leveled out a little better. And now all I'm going to do is sprinkle this on the top. I'm going to put it in a 350 degree oven, and I'm going to cover it. It's going to be covered tightly with aluminum foil the first 15 minutes. Then I'm going to take the aluminum foil off Excuse me. And I'm going to let it bake another 15 minutes so that this topping will brown. And you know how much liquid is in squash. So this is going to make its own liquid. You're not going to have to worry about that for sure. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and cover this. And I'll be back. I'm going to cover it for the first 15 minutes, then uncover it and let it cook another 15 minutes. This is in the center rack, and then we'll be back. Well, hi guys, here's our casserole. When it starts to get brown on top, if you can call this a casserole, it's more than likely it's done. But I have to tell you, because this squash was as big as it was, and probably too old to cook, but I didn't want to throw it away. It took my dish 50 minutes. Now if you use smaller squash that's, you know, and fresh, it's not going to take that long. But here it is. I'm going to try to, you see, it's soft. The onions have baked through it, and then of course you've got the Parmesan cheese that I also added, and the oil. So here it is, guys. It looks wonderful. Let's just get a zoom in on that. You know how good I am at that. Terrible. But there it is. I'm not going to try to taste it. I just got it out of the oven. And it will burn my mouth good. There's the rest of it. Just, it's healthy and good for you. And if you get good squash, it's going to taste really good. And I hope this does when it cools off. But here you are. Baked squash. So thank you for spending part of your day with me. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, you take care.